As of 2020, Warren Buffett is worth $73 billion, and he ranks number 4 on the Forbes richest people in the world. But did you know that when he was 50 years old, he was not even a billionaire? He made his first million when he was just 30 years old. And only at the age of 56, he crossed the billion-dollar mark. Then how did he end up on the top of the wealthiest people in the world? The answer is simple. He made most of his income after turning 60. So if you're a 20-year-old or 30-year-old adult who thinks it's too late for him to be financially independent, then stick around, because in this video we are going to explore the strategy that Warren Buffett has used to crash the Forbes billionaires list, and how is that related to saving money and how you can apply that in your life. In one of the previous videos, we discussed how the cycle of poverty keeps poor people poor. When you grow up in a low-income family, daily life holds fewer guarantees. There might be good food today or might not be tomorrow. If there is an ice cream in the fridge today, you better eat it now, because you never know when your parents will get you another ice cream. And even if they promise to get more next week, you can't trust them, since they have broken such promises before due to financial necessities. So you grow up preferring immediate small rewards instead of waiting for bigger rewards. When it's payday, instead of putting aside 20 or 30% of your income into your savings account, you spend it on new clothes, restaurants, or start going out with your friends more often. You will feel good in the short run, but you will never save enough to achieve that financial freedom and will be working 9 to 5 till the end of your days. The first step to saving money is to learn to delay gratification. And that's what made Warren Buffett so rich. Even though he crossed the $1 million mark when he was 30, he did not buy a brand new car or start going to expensive vacations, but kept living frugally while investing everything else. And with the power of compounding, his net worth skyrocketed over time. That doesn't mean you should live frugally for the rest of your life, but if you want to save enough money to achieve financial freedom, maybe you should be saving 20% of your income at least, so that you build up a big enough investing portfolio that will provide you with enough passive income. When you're a teenager or even an adult, city life is all that you wish. You meet different people, visit different places, and everything is moving fast. While you're still young, you should be enjoying your life, right? The problem with that is that life in the downtown became so expensive that you will barely make ends meet even if you're earning twice the amount. Rent alone will probably eat up half of your paycheck, if not more. So one of the best ways to cut your expenses and save a ton of money is to move to the countryside or move to a different city that is more affordable. For some, it's impossible since you have to be in the office every day. But right now we are presented by a fantastic opportunity. If you can do your job online, your boss will be more than happy to let you do that. Of course, you might be a waiter or salesman and you might not be able to do that, but as the world is trying to immediately digitalize, now is your opportunity to do something online. Just imagine cutting your expenses by half and investing that amount. Preventing yourself from the pleasures you can afford is not easy, especially if your savings are already in dozens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds. The problem with most people is that they don't have a clear vision of why do they want to save money. Do you want to become a millionaire? Do you want to be financially independent? Do you want to save enough for your retirement? Not everyone wants to live super frugally their entire lives just to be on the top of the Forbes list when they are 90. Let's say you want to retire on an island in Southeast Asia. You can do that with as little as $12,000 of passive income annually. So before you implement any of the things we have discussed in this video, spend a few hours thinking about what exactly you want to save for. And based on that goal, decide how much you need to save and within what time frame, and then implement the tips we are discussing. It's weird how some people want to save money but don't have any clue about their spending habits. Here's how most people budget. This is how much I make a month, 1/3 or half of it goes to my landlord, and the rest I will spend it gradually over time. But then at the end of the month, you're going to wonder, how on earth did I spend my entire paycheck? There are many ways you can save a ton of money by having a clear understanding of what exactly your money is going to. You don't have to dime a nickel with it, but at least have a general understanding. Set a specific budget for food, transport, and other things, and revisit it at the end of the month or each week if you're following the plan. And if you're not, then you have to cut your spendings maybe. A car is the most inefficient method of transport because it spends 96% of its time parked doing nothing. Even if you move around a lot, you will use your car maybe 10 or 20% at best. But regardless of how often you drive, you still have to pay insurance. Every now and then you have to change something, maybe the tires because it's summer. There are just so many expenses that come with the car that you don't think of when you get one, such as paying for parking. At first glance, it seems like having a car is cost effective, but when you do the math, it's not. And if you own a car, you probably agree with me. And it's not only about money, the time that it consumes to take care of is another headache. Of course, if you live in the countryside where you have kids that you have to drive to school, in that case, maybe owning a car is the right option. But in most cases, it's a hole in your pocket. Whenever we want to buy something expensive, we start convincing ourselves by telling ourselves different reasons why this is a wise purchase. Your car is perfectly fine, but it's not up to date. You can lease a new BMW though, but you don't have to, so you start telling yourself how this new BMW will make your life better. Your friends are going to admire you, you will draw more attention, and so on. But then when you buy that BMW, you will get that dopamine spike and realize that you didn't have to. To avoid that dopamine trap, I have figured out a way. Before buying anything expensive, just wait another day or two, be it a smartphone, a car, or a computer. If after a few days you still think it's a necessary purchase, maybe you should get it. Since the beginning of the pandemic, I stopped eating outside as I used to often and tried to cook at home. And believe me, I have saved a fortune. You can cook incredibly delicious meals at home for a fraction of the cost. Cooking at home isn't always fun, but the moment you learn it and practice it for a while, it gets super easy where you can prepare delicious meals faster than it can be delivered to you. Probably one of the best benefits of this pandemic is that I learned that I could save a fortune by cooking at home. In conclusion, I want you to keep in mind that money is a resource that should help us to improve the quality of our lives. There is no point in having a ton of money in your bank account when you are miserable. Remember, there is only so much you can save. At some point, you can't go farther since you have to pay for rent and put food on the table. So the ideal strategy would be to focus more on maximizing your income since there is no limit to how much you can earn. And now is your turn. Tell me what's your favorite way of saving money. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment because that will help the channel. And of course, hit the subscribe button and the bell besides it. Thanks for watching and until next time.